Orange County Registered Digital.
Hello and welcome to the OCVarsity Boys Hoops Show. I'm your host, Jonathan Khamis, being joined by Steve Fryer. And before we get into the state SoCal regional finals, let's talk about what happened last night in Santa Ana at the Murillo Athletic Center at Mater Dei. Mater Dei defeating Etiwanda in what head coach Gary McKnight called one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, it sure was a double overtime win. An interesting sidelight to this, a lot of interesting sidelights, was Stanley Johnson, had the huge game, 38 points, just went off and scored, 28 of their last 30 whatever points.
Exactly. I was just going to say that he did most of his damage when it came down to getting it done in the clutch.
Yeah, and he's probably the greatest player in Orange County history.
Is he the best player you've ever covered?
He is, and I go back to I saw Mark Wolfmeyer play in the 70s. A lot of people say he was the greatest ever, and I think Stanley's it. He's the guy. And interestingly enough, never lost a game at home in Mater Dei's home gym, so that's a great way to cap his senior year.
One of the best games you've ever covered, I'm sure, right?
It goes down as one of the all-time highlights that I've seen in sports, whether it be, going back and seeing 3 games of the Lakers' 33-game winning streak back in 71-72 to covering so many great high school events. It was something, as long as I have a memory, I'm going to remember that one.
Yeah, Steve, I completely agree. That was, for me, 5-6 years doing this, that was the best game I've ever seen in high school athletics. We got Mater Dei. They're playing in the SoCal Regional Final at the Citizens Bank Arena over there in Ontario. I love the facility, by the way. It's really cool. It's really nice. And they are playing Westchester, and Westchester was actually, the 12th seed going into this?
They're number 12 in the state. They're the number 7 seed out of the 8 teams that were in the Open Regionals, the Open Division Regionals. Just tells you how deep this division was. Westchester, a lot of great basketball history with Mater Dei. Have played them in some of these games and in Nike Extravaganza. And Orange County folks who went to Nike Extravaganza, you saw Westchester. They lost to DeMatha. Got hot at the right time of the year to do so. They're really good right now. Their coach, Ed Azam, he's had coached a lot of great teams. He's been there a long time. Not as long as McKnight's been over at Mater Dei, but Ed's got a really good team. He's got a couple good kids. These Stewart kids, Elijah Stewart has been very good for them in this regionals run too. And you got to favor Mater Dei in this game, but it's how you play the day you play. So we'll see what happens on Saturday.
All right, Steve, like you mentioned, the last Trinity League standing, the other last Orange County team in there besides Mater Dei is Santa Margarita. They play against Chaminade Saturday night. They will be in Ontario, not at the Citizens Bank Arena, but at Colony High School. What do you see in this matchup, Steve?
Well, it looks like a dynamite matchup. Santa Margarita, finished, in the middle of the pack there in the Trinity League, and that league got them ready for the playoffs and postseason play. Devontae Klein's been a terrific point guard for them. Joe Furstinger, really good for them as well. And a really interesting guy, a kid who came over and transferred in, European background kid, Scherberg, has been tremendous. 6'6", kind of a big, strong-looking kid, very athletic. Really been sort of a key for them, coming down the stretch here. And they got their hands full. Chaminade's got some good players, including Jack Williams, pretty tough-looking kid, 6'6", really good scorer for Chaminade, averaging about 17 points a game. Long Beach State signee. Santa Margarita's going to have to get a handle on him. They're going to make the trip to Sacramento.
Okay, and that'll do it. I'm Jonathan Khamis. That's Steve Fryer. And for all your latest updates, check out OCVarsity.com, where we've got you covered.
Orange County Register. We are here in the service of Orange County.